So our Baltimore Ravens took care of business today against the Washington Commanders with a final score of 30-3, forcing 4 turnovers. That has been the emphasis from John Harbaugh and second-year defensive coordinator Zachary Orr, 2 forced turnovers, and it certainly seems like the defense is on the right track. Heading into the regular season, by the way, only 14 days away from the regular season opener on Sunday Night Football, as Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens, will head into Buffalo to take on Josh Allen in these Bills. It's going to be electric, man. We have a ton to talk about today as some rookies and some back-end roster guys really made a bid at a starting role on this team. Some practice squad players. There's some young DBs we're going to talk about that are really competing for spots. So welcome into another episode of Ravens Reports, man. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock. As always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today with a game recap edition, our top takeaways from the game. First of all, let's go ahead and look at some of the top highlights before we look at our top takeaways. How about Keon Martin taking this pick 6 to the house against the Commanders here in the second quarter?
Oh, nice pick. Nice.
A little bit later in the game, Trenton Simpson pops up a ball. Jalen Armour-Davis is aggressive, gets the pick. Another interception here in the fourth quarter from Thomas Graham. And then, man, we had Tyler Loop crushing a 61-yard field goal. He was perfect on the day. Jalen Armour-Davis, his interception, I love how aggressive he was with it. Trenton Simpson gets the strip sack, forces the fumble. Man, he earned himself a starting role next to Roquan Smith. Rasheen Ali looking really good on multiple runs, including a nice scamper into the end zone, man. So let's go ahead and get into our top takeaways. At number 1, the Ravens secondary is deep. The young defensive backs, I don't even know what you're going to do. These players have put the Ravens in a really tough predicament, a really tough spot. They have made the decisions really hard on Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh and the decision makers, because these 3 DBs, TJ Tampa, Keon Martin, Jalen Armour-Davis, all 3, you can only keep so many defensive backs. And TJ Tampa, Keon Martin, and Jalen Armour-Davis all had phenomenal games today. As our guy Cole Jackson on X says, he says, Keon Martin is making his cornerback crunch very hard. We know Marlon Humphrey's making the roster, Jair Alexander, Nate Wiggins, Awuzie, Jalen Armour-Davis, TJ Tampa, Keon Martin, that's 7. He says, I don't think you carry 7. I don't think you cut Jalen Armour-Davis. There's no way. He was a 4th-round draft pick out of Alabama a few years ago. Every time he's on the field, he looks really good. He's had issues staying healthy, but he's made plays all throughout camp, and then that followed into the preseason. You can't cut him. TJ Tampa was a 4th-round pick just last year. Should have been a 2nd-round pick. Had a little bit of a slow 40, dealt with some injuries. And then Keon Martin has just straight up earned it, man. This guy didn't even get signed as an undrafted free agent. He came in as a tryout guy, okay? Came out as just a tryout rookie minicamp guy. The Ravens liked what they saw. They signed up to a small contract. Then all throughout training camp, making plays in practice and joint practices, getting turnovers, making pass breakups. And then you see it today. He's just a ball player, man. Same thing I thought with Darius Washington a few years ago when he came out as an undrafted free agent. That's how I feel about Keon Martin. This guy he has a nose for the football. Yeah, he's small and undersized, similar to Darius Washington, but the dude is going to be on an NFL roster for years to come because of his football IQ, his playmaking ability, his coverage ability. He's sticky, man, and he's just a dog. I love him. I love watching him play, and I think he's going to make this roster based off today's performance. He had a pick 6. He had a safety already in preseason, but in today's game, he had a pick 6 and a tackle for loss where he just blew up the running back in the backfield. Read it. That's what I'm talking about. He just reads things. He sees things before they happen. He saw that throw that he went off his guy, trusted his instincts from the slot, and then went to the outside receiver, picked off that football, and just kind of trotted in for 6, man. I also love, did you guys see Mike Green running him down to celebrate? That's what I like to see, man. And you can tell that they've been emphasizing turnovers like all throughout the coaching staff and all the players, the vets, because you can see the reaction and the celebration that just bursts on in the sidelines whenever one of the guys makes a play, makes a turnover. Jalen Armour-Davis, he had a beautiful pass breakup on third down early in the game. And then Trenton Simpson knocked the ball up in the air. He attacked the ball in there. Jalen Armour-Davis said, "It's my ball or nobody." As soon as that ball went into the air, he went. I love how he was aggressive with it, like he was a forward in basketball, going up, boxing out a guy to get his rebound, saying, "That is my ball. Nobody else is touching it." He was aggressive, attacked the ball in the air. I love to see that, man. And then TJ Tampa had a nice pass breakup on a deep ball down the sideline that ultimately didn't count because I think David Ojabo jumped off sides. He had another pass breakup I liked as well. So all three of these guys, Jalen Armour-Davis, Keon Martin, and TJ Tampa, I thought had excellent days. It just shows you how deep this secondary is, man. People say, oh, preseason really doesn't mean anything. It doesn't count for anything. And to a certain point, you know, I understand that it doesn't count towards your regular season record. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But what it does indicate is that you have a deep roster. Whenever your backups can dominate other backups, you're showing that you have a quality, well-built, depth football team. Especially, it shows you how well you draft, because these guys in the preseason games are a lot of rookies and undrafted free agents. So, man, I think it means more than some people lead on. I think it means you have a deep roster, and I love to see the depth and young talent on this Ravens secondary. At number 2, Trenton Simpson earned himself a starting spot in this defense next to Roquan Smith. There was some question marks, right, about his development. He was a third-round pick, very exciting draft prospect, but the knock on him coming out of college was, hey man, he played running back in high school. We had to teach him defense in college. He's still processing, he's still raw, but he's extremely athletic, big, fast, and explosive. He's a great blitzer, and some of the knocks was on the processing, right, on the mental aspects of the game, learning the defense, right. And he looks like he's gotten a lot more comfortable. John Harbaugh said that today, but he made a ton of plays. He had a pass deflection that went up in the air that resulted in the Jalen Armour-Davis interception. Also had some nice run fits to stop some runs, and play that traditional, hard-nosed, get in the gap, fill the A gap, fill the B gap as a linebacker. That's expected of him. But then also had a nice blitz where he strip sacks the quarterback. Now, what was exciting about that is you got to see his burst and his closing speed whenever he really kind of lunged and then laid out. You got to see the length as well whenever he wrapped up, stripped the ball away, and forced that big turnover, strip sack. So he forced two turnovers today with the pass deflection and the forced fumble. So shout out to Trenton Simpson. He looks good. He's going to get the starting shot, the crack at it, to be the starting linebacker next to Roquan Smith in just 2 weeks against these Buffalo Bills. At number 3, Rasheen Ali, man, it looks like he earned his roster spot. There were some questions about whether the Ravens would actually carry 4 running backs, but with what he can add on special teams, plus the playmaking ability that he showed, he probably wouldn't make it through waivers if the Ravens decided to release him and try to get him on the practice squad based off the preseason tape he put out there. I think he's going to make this roster, but he looks really good today, especially the vision that he had today in that nice 10-yard touchdown run. But he also, man, he's got some bursts. He's got some speed, and we knew that coming out of college. He was dealing with that injury, that junior year of college, but he looks like he's fully back. He looks really good in today's game. At number 4, you got to talk about Tyler Loop. Man, he hit from 46, 52, and 61. Like, come on, man. If he just would have hit from 52, or just would have hit from 61, we would have been like, whoa, what a great day for Tyler Loop, building confidence heading into week 1. But the fact that he hit from 52 and 61 plus a 46, man, his confidence has got to be feeling good. The coaching staff is probably feeling really good about their starting kicker situation heading into week 1. Way to go into the season with momentum. Not just Tyler Loop, but the entire team. Let's talk about the quarterbacks real quick. I thought Cooper Rush looked much more comfortable today, looked in control, looked accurate. Our quarterbacks did not blow up the stat sheet. Let's look at the stat sheet here. Yeah, we only had 130 passing yards. We had 17 of 23 for 71 yards from Devin Leary. So, progress, right? His best preseason game by far. And then Cooper Rush was 5 of 5 for 59 yards. So, we didn't have any passing touchdowns from either quarterback, but no turnovers. And their completion percentage was very high. They took what was there. They looked much more comfortable and in control today. So, I thought that was progress from both Cooper Rush and Devin Leary today. The ground game, especially early with that starting offensive, not the starting offensive line, but the first wave of offensive linemen in the first quarter was really opening up some holes for these running backs, Dearness Johnson, Rasheen Ali, and man, LeJontay Wester even got a nice little carry for 5 yards on an end around. So the running game was looking really good to start off the game. I mean, I actually wrote it down. I was taking notes, and it was 2 yards from Ali, 6 yards from Ali, 2-yard reception from Ali, 5-yard rush from Johnson, 4-yard rush from Johnson, 1 yard from Johnson, 7, 2 from Ali, 3 from Ali, and if it's Ali or Ali, I'm sorry if I'm messing it up. I've heard it pronounced both ways. Wester. Then we had another 5-yard rush from Johnson, 11-yard rush from Johnson, Wester with a 5-yard rush, Ali with a 10-yard rush. So it's just like a ton of rushing plays. I think there was 1 passing attempt on that first drive. So, man, the ground game really got going. It was a patient drive. I thought the quarterbacks looked better. But the defense, man, smothered the Commanders. Commanders couldn't do anything on the ground or through the air. Held them to only 3 points. So shout out to this team for really building some momentum heading into this first matchup with the Buffalo Bills. At number 5, big update from John Harbaugh. He says he expects Lamar Jackson to practice again on Monday. So obviously we had the injury scare that we've been talking about the last few days, but he's expected to be back on Monday. So that's good news. We also have a broken collarbone for Ravens rookie wide receiver Xavier Guillory. You could tell as soon as he landed, man, he was grabbing. You knew something big was happening right there, and it's a broken collarbone. Also, another note here is Tez Walker. Love to see him nail the returner for that short 15-yard gain on special teams. He came in flying, blew up the returner, and John Harbaugh and the coaching staff was fired up on the sideline. Also thought the offensive line as a whole performed pretty well today. Especially in the first half, opening up those run lanes and pass protecting. Felt like Cooper Rush and Devin Leary were a lot more comfortable today, man. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section below. Really excited. We got the season right around the corner. Obviously, we're waiting on some updates for guys like Isaiah Likely. Is he going to start the year, healthy? Is he going to start the year on the IR, which would put him out for the first 4 games? Obviously, we have the roster cut down on Tuesday, so much news coming up, man. Make sure you have your subscribe and notification bell on so you don't miss anything Baltimore Ravens, man. I love you guys. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.
When he wasn't looking, he ran me over.